Have you ever wondered if après-midi in French is masculine or feminine? Let's find out. C'est parti.
Bonjour à tous et bienvenue à Coffee Break French. Moi, c'est Marc.
Et moi, c'est Pierre Benoit.
And as Pierre Benoit said, today we're focusing on a question that comes from our listener, Karen. Karen got in touch and asked if après-midi is masculine or feminine. And it is a very good question. Pierre Benoit, over to you.
It's a lovely question, and it's a great answer I'm going to give you because both are acceptable. You can use the masculine or you can use the feminine with it.
But it's not as simple as all of that, because if we are agreeing that then après-midi is masculine, then we need to think about agreements. If we're agreeing that it's feminine, then we need to think about the agreements. But you can't combine the two. It's got to be one or the other. So let's look at the ramifications of this. So first of all, the word on its own. Here we've got the masculine options, and here we've got the feminine options. So an afternoon would be?
Un après-midi.
So un après-midi, if you've decided that it's masculine. And if it's feminine, of course, it would be?
Une après-midi.
That's straightforward enough. Okay, so une après-midi, un après-midi. Fine, makes sense, perfect sense. But what about this afternoon? If you're going to say this afternoon...
Yes, it would be cet après-midi. Okay. Now, we would be tempted to use ce, but because après-midi starts with a vowel, we need to change it to cet.
Exactly. So cet après-midi. And listen carefully to this feminine version.
Cet après-midi.
It sounds exactly the same, but it's spelled differently. So if you've decided that après-midi is feminine, then you need to make sure you use cet, C-E-T-T-E. Now, what if you wanted to describe your afternoon and said it's a beautiful afternoon?
Well, we would use the word beau, okay? Unfortunately, again, après-midi starts with a vowel, so we have to change beau to belle. So, un bel après-midi.
Okay, so we've got un bel, B-E-L, après-midi, un bel après-midi. And if it's a feminine, then we would say...
Une belle après-midi.
Note your spelling there, une belle après-midi. So you just need to remember that if you've decided that it's masculine, those are the versions you use. Cet après-midi with the single T there, and un bel après-midi like that. And if you've decided that it's feminine, then you're going for the cet après-midi and une belle après-midi with the double T-E and the double L-E. And this also has a role to play in more complex sentences. Let's talk about, for example, the afternoon that we have spent.
Oh, right, with the preceding object. Yeah.
Okay.
L'après-midi que nous avons passé.
Okay, so l'après-midi que nous avons passé. So straightforward enough. L'après-midi que nous avons passé. The afternoon which we have spent. Obviously that doesn't exist on its own. It's part of a longer sentence. The afternoon which we have spent together has been wonderful. Something like that. But if we're putting this into a feminine version, we would say...
Exactly the same. L'après-midi que nous avons passé. It would sound exactly the same, Mark.
Mm-hmm. However, what we would need here is...
an extra E.
So the extra E there is because it's all to do with the preceding direct object, which is this après-midi, which we have spent. And if you're used to thinking about this, then you'll know that we need to add that extra E there on the end because we're talking about a feminine thing. Now, just before we finish, there is one other thing that we want to say about après-midi, and that's the fact that we can abbreviate après-midi, can't we?
Yes, you can. In everyday kind of a spoken French, you could say, on se voit cet après-midi. Yeah. So, cet après-midi. Cet après-midi.
Obviously here we're writing down spoken French, so you'll see this written differently. You may see that. You may see cet après-midi. You may see cet après-midi, and so on. But when you say it, it sounds like cet après-midi. On se voit cet après-midi.
Yeah. Or à cet après-midi, if you put an A, a capital A with an accent, to say see you this afternoon, like à lundi, à mardi here, à cet après-midi, see you this afternoon.
À cet après-midi. Okay, well, hopefully that answers Karen's question about whether après-midi is masculine or feminine. If you have a question like Karen, then get in touch with us. You can head over to coffeebreakquestions.com where you can fill in the form, leave your question for us, and we'll hopefully be able to add that question to a future episode of the show. And if you've liked this video, if you've found it useful and learned something, then make sure you give it a like and subscribe to our channel. And also click the little bell icon that appears, and that will mean that you will be notified whenever we post a new video.
Très bien. And if you do have an example with après-midi that you'd like to share with us, just put it in the comment.
Just make sure you choose which one you're going for, the masculine one or the feminine one. Alors, c'est tout pour cet épisode. Merci beaucoup.
À bientôt.
Salut.